The story takes place in a snowy area where warrior Ignacio and chief scientist Jose work for Cord Industries. They are mining a spherical object when the owner of Cord Industries, Victoria, arrives and witnesses a beetle-shaped scarab emerging from it. Victoria is delighted by the sight. After that, we meet a boy named Jamie who has returned home after graduating. His family, including his father Alberto, mother Rocio, uncle Rudy, sister Milagro, and grandmother, picks him up at the airport. They all go for lunch, and Jamie learns that Cord Industries is slowly taking over the entire city, causing his family to lose their shop and accumulate significant debt, putting their home at risk. Jamie also discovers that his father Alberto had a heart attack due to these circumstances. After learning all this, Jamie says he has completed his education and has a degree, so he will find a good job and pay off all the debts. However, time passes, and Jamie cannot find a job, which frustrates him. He tells his sister Milagro that one day he will earn a lot of money and fix everything. Then we see Jamie in a very large house, giving the impression that he has become very wealthy, but Milagro calls him and asks him to clean up. In reality, Milagro works as a cleaner in this house and has gotten Jamie a job there so they can both earn some money together. We learn that this big house belongs to Victoria. Victoria arrives, and Jamie greets her with a "good morning," but she ignores him and goes inside to see her niece, Jennifer. Jennifer is furious with Victoria and shows her a video of the company's new device. This device fits inside a human, turning them into a dangerous warrior with destructive powers. Jennifer angrily tells Victoria that the company should not be making such weapons. This company originally belonged to Jennifer's father, but after his death, Victoria became the owner, and Jennifer's father's last wish was for the company not to make such devices. That's why Jennifer is against Victoria. However, Victoria reminds Jennifer that the company is in her hands now, so she can do whatever she wants. But Jennifer still opposes her. Victoria's bodyguard tries to stop her, and Jamie steps in to save Jennifer, leading Victoria to fire Jamie and Milagro from their jobs. Jennifer feels terrible for Jamie and gives him her number, promising to help him find a new job. That night, Jamie thinks about messaging Jennifer but feels very nervous. His father motivates him to send the message, so Jamie does. The next day, Jamie is called for a meeting at a company. We then see Jennifer going to the company's lab, where she sees the beetle scarab and takes it, hiding it in a burger box before escaping. Jose enters the lab and finds the scarab missing, so he orders security to lock all the gates. Jennifer gets scared hearing the security alarm and runs into Jamie. She gives him the box and tells him to protect it, promising to pay him and instructing him not to open it. Jamie leaves the company with the box, and security arrives to search for Jennifer. Next, we see Jamie at home, where his family insists on opening the box. As soon as they open it, they find the scarab device inside and start playing with it. Jamie grabs the device from them, and it starts glowing, then suddenly attaches itself to Jamie's face. Rudy tries to remove it, but he gets shocked and thrown back. The device crawls under Jamie's clothes, and insect-like legs emerge from it, sticking Jamie to the ceiling. Then protective armor starts forming around Jamie's body, making him look like a superhero, and the suit's AI system activates. The suit breaks through the roof and takes Jamie into space. Jamie still can't believe what's happening to him. Now, the suit brings Jamie back down and flies him around the city, saving him from cars. Suddenly, Jamie finds himself in front of a bus, and the suit creates a special shield that slices the bus in two. After this, Jamie returns home, and the suit automatically disappears. Here, we see that Jamie's body has no wounds, but he passes out due to the suit. When Jamie regains consciousness, he sees that the scarab device is embedded in his back. Alarmed by this, Jamie thinks of calling the police, but Rudy stops him, saying that if they go to the police, they'll think Jamie is a thief. Jamie then goes to find Jennifer, during which he sees some people following her, so he puts her in his car and takes her to his house. There, Jennifer explains that the scarab device is a very dangerous weapon, and that's why Victoria wants to use it to make her OMAC project more powerful. When Jamie asks, Jennifer tells him she doesn't know why the device chose him, but they might find the answer with a key stored in the Cord Tower. So, Rudy takes Jamie and Jennifer to the Cord Tower, where they install a jamming device to hack the cameras. As soon as the guard gets distracted, they both sneak inside and steal the key. This key turns into a watch, and Jennifer sees that it belongs to her father. They then try to leave, but Ignacio tries to stop them. At this point, Jamie's scarab device activates, and he fights Ignacio. Ignacio uses his incomplete OMAC to attack Jamie, and a fight ensues, during which Jamie discovers many weapons in his suit. Jamie fights fiercely and is about to kill Ignacio, but Jamie stops the AI suit, saying he doesn't want to take a life. Suddenly, Rudy and Jennifer start fleeing in a car, so Ignacio begins shooting at them. Jamie rushes to the car, and seeing this, Ignacio quickly gets up and charges at Jamie, but Rudy hits Ignacio, saving Jamie. The three then escape. The next morning, they arrive at Jennifer's old mansion, where they use the watch to access a secret lair. Here, Jennifer learns that her father was a superhero known as the Blue Beetle, who used the scarab to create many gadgets and technology to fight crime in the city. Meanwhile, Rudy searches an old computer for a solution to Jamie's problem. Jamie goes to the bathroom and sees that a glowing blue wound has formed on his body, indicating that the scarab is slowly integrating with his body, but the wound heals quickly. Jamie then comes out and sees Jennifer mourning her father, so he comforts her, and they start getting closer. But then Rudy tells them he has new information. As long as Jamie is alive, the scarab cannot be separated from his body, and the scarab will protect its hero at any cost. Hearing this, Jamie becomes anxious and feels trapped. Rudy then explains to him that Scarab must have chosen him for a reason. Meanwhile, Victoria finds out that Jamie has the Scarab, so she sends a private military force to his house to capture him. Jamie, Jennifer, and Rudy see Victoria's helicopter approaching their home, so Jamie tries to use the power of the suit, but it doesn't activate. Jamie then recalls that the Scarab will always protect him, so he jumps off the building, which suddenly activates the suit. Jamie heads towards his home where Victoria's soldiers are dragging his family out of the house at gunpoint. Jamie arrives, pushes some soldiers, and knocks them down. On the other hand, Victoria wants to see the power of Jamie's suit, so she orders her soldiers to target Jamie's family. Jamie activates his shield and saves his family from the bullets. Jamie then asks his AI for a weapon that wouldn't kill anyone, and with this weapon, he begins to take down all the soldiers. Meanwhile, his family starts to escape, during which Milagro falls. When Alberto goes to help her, a soldier attacks and severely injures him, causing him to have a heart attack. At this point, Victoria's bodyguard Ignacio targets Jamie and is about to shoot him when Jamie hears his father's voice. He tries to save his father, but Ignacio attacks Jamie with technology that weakens the Blue Beetle, knocking him down. Shortly after, Jamie's house is blown up. Jamie watches his father die but is unable to help. Ignacio then captures Jamie and takes him away. The next morning, Jamie's family is mourning Alberto's death. Grandma encourages everyone to focus on saving Jamie instead of crying. Jennifer arrives and takes the whole family to a place where her father had built an aircraft called Bug, which could fly at high speed. They also find several gadgets for fighting. Milagro picks up a glove gadget, while Grandma chooses long-range weapons. They then plan an attack on the fort at Paco Island. Victoria was planning to extract the scarab from Jamie's body at this fort, so she connected him to a machine and uploaded him into the OMAC database. This process could kill Jamie. Additionally, Ignacio's body armor was also connected to the same machine to transfer all the scarab data to Ignacio's suit. As soon as the process begins, Jamie screams in pain and goes into a coma. He then has afterlife visions where he meets his father Alberto, who tells him that embracing the Blue Beetle is the greatest purpose of his life. Jamie then wakes up from the coma and fully accepts the scarab. However, the scarab's codes are transferred into Ignite, making Ignacio's OMAC suit extremely powerful. Meanwhile, Rudy crashes the bug aircraft into the fort, and the soldiers start shooting at them, but the bug aircraft is very strong, so they don't get hurt. The bug also uses its legs to attack the soldiers. Rudy then presses a special button, causing the bug to release blue smoke, which knocks out the soldiers. Milagro and Jennifer enter the fort, where they find a large set of OMAC suits that are draining the scarab's energy. They use a gadget to blast the set, causing part of the fort to collapse, and they get separated. Meanwhile, Jamie regains consciousness in the lab, but can't use the suit because it's rebooting. During this time, Jose realizes that Victoria's intentions are not good, so he sides with Jamie and opens the gate to help him escape. However, Ignacio sees him and kills Jose. At that moment, there's an explosion in the lab, but Ignacio manages to save Victoria. Afterward, Victoria sets out to capture Jennifer. Meanwhile, Jamie encounters many soldiers, But his grandmother arrives and, with the help of gadgets, defeats all the soldiers in one go. Now everyone enters the bug, but Milagro and Jennifer haven't arrived yet, so Jamie goes back into the fort to save them. Milagro is using her gloves to protect herself from the soldiers, but they soon surround her. Just then, Jamie arrives, and his suit activates. Jamie can now fully control the suit, and within moments, he defeats all the soldiers. During this time, Ignacio arrives and throws Jamie to the other side of the wall. Jamie somehow saves himself and then goes to fight Ignacio, and they both end up fighting in space before falling back to the ground while attacking each other. Meanwhile, Victoria captures Jennifer and prepares to escape, but Jennifer throws her father's special gum bomb into the helicopter, causing it to crash. However, both Jennifer and Victoria survive. Jennifer then destroys the device containing Scarab's data, preventing Victoria from ever creating another device like Scarab. Meanwhile, Jamie asks his suit for a weapon from his imagination and attacks Ignacio with it, but Ignacio uses his war experience to knock him down. At this point, Rudy throws a stone at Ignacio to distract him, but Ignacio shoots Rudy. Seeing this, Jamie becomes extremely angry and is about to kill Ignacio with a deadly strike to take revenge, but the AI reminds him that he doesn't want to take a life. Additionally, the AI shows him Ignacio's past memories, revealing that Ignacio was also a victim like Jamie because when Ignacio was young, a bomb from Cord Industries blew up his house, killing his mother. Victoria then decided to keep him with her for the OMAC project experiment. Here, Jamie spares Ignacio, making him realize that he now has the power to defy Victoria's orders. Ignacio then goes to Victoria and sets off a very dangerous blast, killing them both and causing the entire island to start exploding. Rudy arrives with the bug and saves Jamie and Jennifer, and then they all leave and mourn Alberto's death. Sometime later, Jennifer takes over Cord Industries and announces on the news that she will work on every kind of military project for the greater good. Jamie and his family return to their burned-down home and wonder what to do next. At that moment, all their neighbors arrive and welcome them. In the meantime, Jennifer visits them and says that she wants to hire an inventor like Rudy at Cord Industries and will pay the whole family in return. Jamie then asks Jennifer to come outside with him, and they kiss before Jamie flies off with her. In the ending of the story, we see the place of Jennifer's father, where a computer turns on by itself, and a voice recording of Jennifer's father plays, saying that he is still alive somewhere. And with this, the story ends here. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing to the channel.